Squad goals. Squad goals. Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, I'm continuing this whole piece about community, this whole piece about us being in community, the power of community, what that means, where to take us, and just the biblical part of that. And I just want to continue this whole thing. That's what I'm going to be dealing with for the balance of the week. So, squad goals. Squad goals. That's right. That's what we're going to talk about. The text to talk, to take away 5 minutes or less. But before we get into that, of course, we got to greet folk here on this morning. We got to do that on this morning. I hope you were tuned in to the prayer this morning. It was powerful, Lady Glenda and I. So certainly want you to check that out. But let's greet some folk and then get into the manna on this morning. Good morning, Diane. How are you? Lydia, how are you? Laura, how are you? Brenda, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you doing on this morning? Dawn, how are you on this morning? Patrice, how are you? Tamara, how are you on this morning? Verena, how are you? Deacon Joe, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Don't y'all miss noonday prayer. Don't miss that. Pastor Leah, how are you on this morning? Liz, how are you? I know you're dealing with that vertigo. Praying for you. Pastor Leo suffers from that sometimes, but God is a healer. That's why we was talking about this morning in the praying this morning about being focused on this morning. Good morning, Brother Nesbitt. How are you? Tony, how are you? Ramona, how are you? Arlene, how are you doing on this morning? Good morning, Coach Dagny. How are you? Z, how are you doing on this morning? Linda, how are you on this morning? Good morning, Jan. How are you? Elder Jan, how are you? You know what? I'm shouting out Linda again. Linda, we need to come on and join a life group. Connect with mom and join a life group. How about that? How about that? How about that for pressure? Good morning, Cynthia. How are you on this morning? This morning, squad goals. Squad goals. Squad goals. We're dealing with this whole thing about connection and community and what that means to your growth. Well, this morning it's all about squad goals, and I'm going back to the text that I had on yesterday. Here it is, Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10. Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10. Two people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one falls, the other can reach out and help them up. But if someone falls alone, they're in real trouble. If you fall and you don't have nobody to help you up, you are done. All the more reason to be in a squad. All the more reason to be in a squad. As we look at this story, and I'll come back, I shared with you about my disconnect when I was playing basketball in college, and therefore I only played 1 year because I did not feel some connectivity, as well as I don't think I had the talent to pursue and go to the NBA. It's better that I graduate. But the bottom line is this: the right squad and being with some squad goals. Because we live in a world that glorifies independence, getting yours, standing alone, doing it solo. But the fact of the matter is, when you are by yourself, you are in the most dangerous, precarious position that you could be in. If you ever look at the Wild Kingdom shows and all of that, more often than not, the animal that gets eaten by the lion is the one that is out there by themselves. The kingdom community isn't optional, it's oxygen. The enemy loves to attack isolated believers. So you need to do three things. One, understand that connection brings covering. You need people who will pray for you, push you, and pull you up. Let me say that again. You need to be with people who will pray for you, push you, and pull you up. It's called covering. It's called being connected. It's called being in the right squad. Are you in the right squad? Here's the second thing. Community builds commitment. Real faith is developed in real relationships, not just roles in a sanctuary. Real relationships, not just coming into church and leaving, but getting connected in the right squad. Getting connected in the right squad. Here's the third thing. The life groups that we talk about creates a lifeline. They create a lifeline. Your squad determines your strength. Who's holding you down? Who's holding you? Who's helping you hold it down? What's your takeaway this morning? Takeaway is this. If you rolling solo, you rolling in danger. You say, I'm rolling out, I'm rolling solo, but you rolling in danger. You need to link up with a life group. Link up with a life group. It doesn't matter whether you are in this area or not. All you have to do is just reach out. Reach out on our website and you can connect with a life group. How about that? Who's in your squad? Squad goals. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. I'll see you tonight in our life groups when we kick them off. It's going to be great. Don't miss it. It begins with a chef prepared light meal. God bless you. Share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Bye now.